Hello, dear professor and students. I am Jasmeen Patel. My student ID is 120900268. I am studying continuing professionality development in term 3, and today I am going to present continuing professionality development portfolio presentation. I'll be This is the overview of a presentation. I'll be introducing myself and after resume, after overview of my professional experience, which is from CableX, Manpower, and Evolve Technologies. Also, I will articulate my experience from CBA to Master of Electrical Engineering. Then after I will go give the overview of CPD record sheet. Then after I will reflect all my experience against NGS Australia Stage 1 competency after conclusion and question answers. Let's start with resume. My name is Jasmeen Babulal Patel. I am from India. I know three languages, which is English, Gujarati, and Hindi. I studied diploma in electronics, diploma and bachelor in electronics and communication from India, same university, which is Gujarat Technological University. Then after, I'm studying Master of Engineering, Electrical Engineering at Melbourne CQ campus from 2018. I between my master and bachelor, I work as an operation and maintenance engineer from Evolve Technologies and Manpower Group. Right now, which is my last term, and I'm studying. I'm doing my internship at CableX Private Limited from 20th of July, and I will finish on 9th of September 2020. I do as my from my education and experience, I gathered a lot of software knowledge, which is from MATLAB, PSSE, CodeBlock, Nokia Reflection, and login softwares, Huawei NEC softwares, then after programming in C and C++, assembly language programming, and Visual Basic for Excel. Let's start with overview of my professional development, how I become a professional person from my schooling. So right now I'm doing internship. So in the internship, I learn like how to become a professional engineer at it Australian workplace, and how there are what is the procedure and what are the steps. And I'm doing the troubleshooting of electromechanical equipment, which is based on PLC. Also, I worked as a operation and maintenance engineer at Evolve Technologies and Manpower Group, where I gathered a lot of knowledge of specialty electrical equipments like power plant, control panel, HVAC, three-phase and single-phase electrical wiring and rectifiers. So at my job, I need to work on the power plant activities. I need to manage the plant management. I need to management of the plant activities as well. So we was doing the plant activity in the group, and I need to commit it every each and every time and for my roles and tasks. So I learned critical thinking and fault finding from this experience. Let's start with continuing professionality development record set. So I need to claim for 80 hours from my professional experience, like professional how to become a professional. So I'm claiming 120 hours from my Master of Engineering CVA2 course. Then after I'm claiming 360 hours from my internship, which is at CableX Private Limited, and from my past experience based on operation and maintenance engineer position, I'm claiming 7,200 hours, and total hours will be 7,680 hours. So in the evidence once I'm present the evidence, and in the evidence one, this is the Australian engineering practice, which I learned in semester one. I got C grade in this subject. I wrote three reflective writing tasks for uh, to prove my reflections on the subject. Then after I did one engineering specialized project in this. In this subject, I learned the Australian context rules and regulations. I wrote academic writings as well, 16 academic writings. Then after I learned professional communication. I communicated with professionally with professors and students as well. I'm claiming 15 hours from this subject. Thereafter, evidence two, which is embedded design system. So I got T grade in this subject, and my group project is smart vehicle ignition system. I finished this project using assembly language in C, and I used PIC 18F4321 microcontroller. I have connected different external devices with this controller like keypad, buzzer, so moisture sensor, fuel pump, and motor drive and LCD in ignition of the car. And this was a live project which I did in lab. So I'm claiming 15 hours from this subject. Third evidence is from advanced electrical machines and drive. I got C grade in this subject, and I did this subject, and the group project. I did the group project, which is from FRC wind turbine. So, and I learned vector control method and PSCAD software from this subject. The fourth evidence is from advanced power system analysis and control. I got D in this subject. In this subject, I work on the project which is based from connection of large renewable power station with battery storage to the Australian national grid. So the renewable power station which we calculate, we took it photovoltaic cells. Then after I learned PSSA software, and I draw everything and implemented everything in PSSE. I learned National Engineering Registered Rules for photovoltaic installation as well. And I'm claiming 15 hours from this subject. My fifth evidence is Sustainability Studio, which I learned from my education. I got P grade in this subject. I worked on the project which is Sustainable Power Network Opportunities and Challenges. I learned system engineering to develop a solution for an issue, uh, where I connected large wind turbine, photovoltaic cells, and the conventional energy generators to the transmission station. Uh, and there are certain challenges if you connect renewable sources to the grid, which are like unavailability of power, where I connect batteries to the transmission system. I claiming 15 hours. Then after I worked on the main project, major project, which is and I studied two subjects, which is planning and implementation. So both subjects are, I work on the single project, which is the design of hybrid power system for dynamic stability improvement using cultural algorithm. And MATLAB and Simulink in this subject, and I'm working on the ITAE, integral time absolute error and critical clearance time. And the evidence is it is intensive work experience where I'm claiming hours from this subject, and I'm doing my internship at CableX Private Limited. I got three projects from the company, which are braiding machine troubleshooting, where the oil leakage issue is there. Then after updating of maintenance and calibration procedure of electromechanical engineering tools, and then after I'm helping them to manage the database of engineering equipments, including operation procedure, because they have a audit of ISO from ISO before my internship, and they found certain issue in the company where the database and documentation are missing. I'm claiming 380 hours from this subject. And if I talk about my experience, then where I worked two companies, and where I was working as an operation and maintenance engineer. I was doing the maintenance of electronical and telecommunication equipment. I was working on the to minimize the power outage and to maintain the KPI. So these are the proof for the for my experience. So all the things which I learned from my education and experience, I need to reflect to the Engine Australia Stage 1 competency to become a professional engineer. So it's depends on each on the knowledge and skill base, which is from one theory. If I talk about in depth, and after uh, theory understanding, where I claiming the evidence from my Australian engineering practice and my intensive experience and my work experience, where I done fault finding of trading machine, troubleshooting of power and plants and power outage and root cause analysis. So these are the outcomes which I learned from this experience and education. There are if I'm conclude this presentation, then remaining hours from my internship, I will finish at 9 o'clock, and I will fulfill these hours. I learned in-depth engineering specialist knowledge in management skills, critical thinking, and self-predictive learning. Also, I learned how to manage the time during my job, and how to have a professional. So all these skills and knowledge I will apply to my future workplace and my future research projects. Thank you very much.